Hey folks, this is Josh from InfernoWare. I'm here to tell you about a new exciting product we've been working on. We have created a set of heat shields for the Polaris Pro XP 4 and 2 seat models. Now, these shields have been thought out by myself, and I'm an avid rider. I love taking my family out on rides, but everybody's always complaining about the heat.
282 to 104.
I'm always worried about, all the elements and what it's doing to the machine. So I really thought out some things to come up with a set of heat shields for you. We are using a coating called Reflect, which is an InfernoWare coating. This coating reflects 1200 degrees radiant heat temp. So what does that mean for your machine? Cooler temperatures, cooler cab, cooler storage bed, cooler firewall. I mean, you have a turbo behind that machine that is glowing orange, and you can't even hardly feel the heat coming from the back of the firewall with this stuff on these panels. These panels are made of high-grade aluminum. The coating is hydrophobic, so mud does not like to stick to it. It washes up really clean. It'll be the cleanest part on your machine when you touch it with a power washer. So we've been spraying these coatings on plastic parts, on interior firewall panels, cup holders, just anything we can get that has a heat issue behind it. And we've noticed a tremendous difference, but having these coatings applied is not for everyone. That's why we're offering these heat shields for people that want to be able to bolt it on and just have an easy solution to fix the problem of the hot cab. But then also for some of the people that are riding in the north like we do, when wintertime comes, you can remove them so you can get that heat back in the winter. All right, so the exciting part. What do these heat shields cover on your machine? Where are we putting them? I want to show you guys how simple it is to install this heat shield kit. Most of these components can be done with a simple service job at your dealer for an oil change, because they have to remove the bed, they have to remove the firewall panels anyways. So let's go step by step of what we have to do here. So a lot of the heat that comes from the machine is not necessarily that you're feeling in the cab, is not coming from the radiator, it's coming from the hoses, these aluminum pipelines that run from the front of the machine to the rear of the machine. And those hoses are like a heater. They heat all of that cab and that center console and the cup holders, and that air that goes through the machine will blow up through your shift gate and just make you uncomfortable on a hot day. So where this shield right here is going to drop in place, it's going to block that air that's flowing through and allow a more comfortable ride. There's two holes on the back of your shifter that will line up and drop 210s in each of those holes. At the front, closest to the firewall, the redesign will have two holes that you can put a zip tie around to this top plate. Plastic, you'll just have to drill a small hole, and that'll just keep that from vibrating. On to the next part. So back here with these pieces, the longest piece will slide up underneath here and go all the way forward. Then we have plastic Christmas trees that'll just pop in these holes to attach it to the factory mounting brackets. There we go. Now we have shielded off these hoses to reflect that heat back to the firewall. Next, we bolted our heat shields into our firewall panel, and this will just drop right in like it should. So the shock shield, there'll be 2 hose clamps that you just basically slip up from the bottom, and I'm just making sure that my clearance is roughly 2 inches away from this upper shield and it's not resting against the spring or the airbox. It overlaps the bottom of the shock probably by a ½ inch, and you just clamp that into position. Okay, so right here you're seeing 3 shields. There's actually only going to be 2 because the new upgraded part has this bent right into it. So let's just toss that away for a second. What you'll do with this is this shield will actually slide, drop in from behind, go around your harness for your O2 sensor, and then the other piece will come up underneath here and bolt in. There is an attachment for the factory exhaust on the bottom. If you have an aftermarket, it's not needed. The metal's pretty rigid. There will be 2 bolts that you will install to connect these 2 pieces. It does use the factory mount holes up here and from the original heat shield. And back here we are applying a self-tapper screw in this aluminum just to keep it from vibrating. This shield is working tremendously great for me. I've noticed my coolant temp has dropped a few degrees on every ride. My fan's coming on a lot less because I'm allowing that exhaust, which roughly when I'm testing this, I'm getting 600 to 700 degrees out of this pipe, and versus that going onto the intake, into the engine intercooler, and onto these hoses, I'm able to keep that engine heat off, or that exhaust heat off from the engine. The bed shield, pretty easy installation. Right here, your factory heat shield would be in this place right here. You just take that hardware off, remove the shield, and bolt ours on. There is some foam pads that will help keep it from having vibration.